Inclusion is a common word these days, but the concept has definitely evolved over time. Wouldn't you say, Anthony?
For sure. First, inclusion was thought to be something you do just to be nice, something to bring out the warm and fuzzies, but nowadays, people are realizing that it actually makes sense as a business case.
Well, that couldn't be truer than at SAP Labs, part of a global tech giant that has probably touched your lives even if you haven't heard of them. For example, when you make an iTunes purchase, it runs on an SAP system.
Their Autism at Work program gives meaningful jobs to skilled people on the autism spectrum, with the needed support before and after the interviewing process.
Grant Hardy visited the SAP Vancouver office to learn more.
I've been able to move out after I got this job. That's been a great step in learning about how to take care of myself. I'm Matthew, and I'm a legal compliance analyst at SAP.
For Matthew, working at SAP Labs Vancouver has literally changed his life. As someone on the autism spectrum, Matthew's road to full-time employment was through a program at SAP called Autism at Work.
My name is Agnes Garaba, and I'm the head of HR for SAP Canada. We launched this program in May 2013, and we committed to hire 650 people on the autism spectrum by the year 2020. Currently, we are around 120 people worldwide in about 9 countries, and we have 14 people on the program here in Canada. The main adaptations we had to do was around the recruiting of the individuals on the spectrum. Having special considerations just creates the right support for us so that situations such as unconscious bias or a process that may not fit the needs of the differently abled people, that these don't come in as barriers for them to be hired at the company.
For employees like Matthew, accommodations were offered as they transitioned into their new jobs.
So we had a team buddy on our team to act as a mentor. We had an external job coach. We had everyone else in the program that was hired. There was a lot of different supports for getting us into the groove. One of the things that gets me is the lights here are quite bright, especially fluorescent lights. I actually got an approval to get a canopy from IKEA. It's like a big leaf, and I just put it overhead so it blocks out the fluorescent lights.
In addition to light and audio adjustments, downtime is also a consideration.
We had to ensure that we had enough opportunities for them to take some rests in a very peaceful environment during the day. So we created spaces for them where they could do that without any disruption. You can find these very nice, comfortable armchairs with very, very tall sides and back to them, and people can pull it together and create just a very nice, secluded environment where they can take a rest during the day.
For Managing Director Kirsten Sutton, supporting diversity at SAP is important for business.
We're a software company, and software needs innovation, and innovation needs diversity of thought, and diversity of thought needs diversity of people. And so for us, it's a business imperative. We must have diverse people at the table, and so for us, it's not an option, it's a requirement. The accommodations to bring people in were less than we thought, and the value, it goes far past just their productivity. Things change on the teams, the environments have changed. We're much more clear in our instructions. We don't, there's less sarcasm and nuance and expectations that people can follow such things, right? We're much better at being team members and managers because of this program.
Matthew has seen other changes since working at SAP.
But to be fair, someone did all of these areas, and this should be fairly difficult to do. Yeah. It took out some of the biggest challenges I had with, say, what to do in the future, financial security, and it's opened doors for a lot more personal development in terms of friendship, social interactions and relationships. I've been able to go out of my shell and try things like dancing and traveling more.
Agnes believes that by challenging the processes around employment, individuals and businesses would have a greater chance to reach their true potential.
If we truly pull these apart and find ways to make them inclusive, to make them supportive so that it includes all people, whether they are differently abled, whether they are part of underrepresented groups, we could do a lot more to ensure that there is meaningful employment for a lot more people across the country.
It's great that some employers are beginning to see the benefits of having a truly diverse workforce and that SAP Labs is providing meaningful employment to talented people such as Matthew.
Well, I like that you said meaningful because for people living with a disability, often the biggest challenge is employment, and it is so essential to having a higher quality of life.
That's right. For example, with this gig, you get to spend tons of quality time with me.
Right. Anyway, for more information on SAP Labs, you can visit sap.com.